Hello, hello, hello. Good morning or good evening. Greetings, greetings. Welcome once again to the Mr. Franquicia podcast. We're live from the One World Trade Center on the 85th floor of the One World Trade Center in New York City. And today we have a very special guest. I would like to introduce to you the one and only, my hermano latinoamericano, mi hermano venezolano, my brother from Venezuela, um, Manuel Solorzano. Manuel will be talking to us about all the different brands that his company is, they are, they own and they're managing, they are promoting. But Manuel is the vice president or the regional vice president of the Latin America for Start Point Brands or United Franchise Group. They own quite a few brands that he will be talking to us about it, and also he'll be talking about the great contribution that his company is really making to the Latino community. Well, actually, they are based out of Florida in the West Palm Beach area, which uh, Florida is now like the capital. Miami is the capital of Latin America. So, Manuel, I want to welcome you, my friend. Let me give you a great round of applause for you.
Thank you.
Bienvenido.
Thank you, Rafael. Gracias. How are you doing? Yes, I was going to tell you that you're in New York and I'm here in West Palm Beach, Florida. I don't
Definitely.
have that view that you guys have in the World Trade Center. But I'm doing great here. The weather's fine. I mean, we don't have any hurricanes. So
Yeah, I owe you the beautiful view in my background here in New York City. But because of the smoke, the Canadian smoke is all over us here in New York City. So we can hardly see each other here in the city. So if I open the shades, you would not be able to see much anyway. But thank you for taking the time, to talk to us, Manuel, because I know that you, first of all, really proud of what you have been doing, and I'm very happy that the company selected you and choose you to do what you're doing. Because I know that you're making a significant contribution to Latinos in franchising, not only in the United States but all over Latin America, which even makes it even more and more and more interesting. And that really deserves another round of applause. How's that?
that's right. That's right. And you're very right when you say that Miami has become some sort of the capital of Latin America, because I meet a lot of people from all countries in Latin America, from Mexico to Argentina, usually in Miami.
So before we start talking about franchising and all of that wonderful work that you and the team from your company is doing, why don't we start getting to know who is Manuel Solorzano? Because I've been in the industry for many years and I really never had a chance to connect with you until recently, and I'm so excited and happy to meet you and really learn more about what you guys are doing. But what are you coming from, Manuel? I kind of gave it out. I said that you are from
Yes.
Venezuela already, but tell us, where were you born in Venezuela? You grew up in Venezuela. You grew up here. Which school you went to? Right,
Yes. I was born and raised in Caracas, Venezuela.
Caracas. I love Caracas,
That's
man.
right. And I
I
came
love
to
it.
the U.S.
A lot of great memories. A lot of great memories.
Yeah, beautiful country. Uh, uh, I've been in the U.S. already about 22 years. So I think when I came here, I was 28. I'm 50 now, Rafael, by the way. So I'm
So young,
probably older
so
than
young.
you, right?
Not quite,
And
but we're close to each other, right? We're there.
yes, I went to school in Caracas. As I told you, I was born and raised there. I got a law degree from the Universidad Católica Andrés Bello in Caracas, Venezuela.
Mm.
When I came here, I had already practiced law a little bit in my country for about 4 years, because I graduated in 1996 or
So,
seven.
so, so which
It's
year was that? That was which year you graduated, so people get an
Yeah,
idea.
I graduated in 1997. Exactly.
97.
Yes.
Was Hugo
And I
Chavez
came.
already in place or not?
What was that again?
Who was the president? Did the president, the same people were there? No, at that
No,
time or not?
Chavez won the election in 1998,
Okay, good to know.
1 year after I graduated.
Okay.
And then I came to this country in 2001 after the New York attacks, by the way.
Okay, good to know. Yeah,
It
yeah,
was,
the 9/11 where we are.
yes.
But what was your first job opportunities in Caracas? What would you start after, right out of college? What
I
you do?
worked, yeah, I worked as an attorney. I worked as an attorney for a
Wow,
big firm, uh, and um, and I worked as a corporate attorney basically, and I practiced for about 4 years. That was my background.
interesting.
I always wanted to come to the U.S. to get a master's degree in what what is called common law, and
Uh-huh,
in the
uh-huh.
U.S. and UK system of law is different than the law that we practice in our countries. We come, from Latin base. It's not common law; it's what we call civil law. Uh, so I came in 2001 and I went to school
Okay.
to get that master's degree in
Um,
Minnesota.
oh, in Minnesota, I was going to ask you where
Yeah,
you landed in Florida. I mean, so you landed in
no,
Minnesota. You came to
no,
Minnesota. I
yeah, I
love
didn't.
Minnesota. Very cold. I like
That's
cold
right.
weather.
Very, very cold for someone from Caracas, Venezuela. That's for sure. But really nice people, and I got my master's degree in about 2 years. And then since my whole family wanted to migrate, that Chavez was starting, all the problems in our country, and and my father and my brother and my sister, they all decided to migrate as well to the U.S. So that's when I started and I entered the franchise world because we decided to buy a franchise.
Oh, really?
To yes,
In Minnesota?
no, we came to Florida. I graduated and I came to Florida, and
Florida.
we started our franchise in Tampa.
In Tampa. Wow. And what,
Yes,
what, what brand was that?
Martin Ice in Dry Cleaning. It's a big brand. It's still a big brand,
Mhm.
based in Cincinnati, Ohio. At that time, was owned by the Strike family. It was a family business. Now it's owned by a big, you know, uh, investment force fund or something like that. I
Mhm.
usually see them, but it's not the same company. I mean, it's bigger, and
Okay.
it's not a family business anymore.
So that
We
was your first experience. So you became a franchisee. I guess you went through all the training, all that stuff. So literally, you really learned the business. You went in as a franchisee. I mean, it's not the same when you just read it on a book. And when you really literally have to really do it, build a
That's right.
build
That's
a
right.
build your own location as a franchisee, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we actually had the opportunity to open 8 locations in the Tampa area of the
Wow.
Martin Ice and Dry Cleaning. So it was nice. It wasn't just me. It was me, my father, and my brother, and also my sisters. It was uh, uh,
Family,
a
family,
family
family
effort.
affair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
family effort. So everybody could get their permanent residence and all that. It was a big investment of time and money, but we certainly. I usually say that that was my second master's degree. Working in a franchise and doing business in this country, because it's completely different when they tell you and how difficult it is, and then
Mhm.
when you try it.
So you guys stayed in that brand for how long, and then you decided to sell your locations, or what happened? How did you
Yes,
transition?
in 2000. You remember that in 2008 there was a big financial crisis in the US,
That is correct.
and that of course hit us a little bit as well. And so we decided to sell in 2010, and
Okay.
we sold the business to a bigger company that they had like 25 locations in the Tampa area of dry cleanings.
Mm.
And we started a new business basically. That wasn't a franchise, but we still have that one. It's a summer camp for kids here in Florida, in Central Florida.
Wow. Who's running it?
My sister's running at the moment. Yes,
Nice.
my sister and her husband. Because in the meantime, in 2018, my father died here in the U.S.
Mhm.
And they say when your people start dying in the soil in your country, that becomes like that really becomes your country from now on. So yes, my father died here, and we still have the business because it was my father's dream to have like an own start by himself or by ourselves business, and we still have it. I mean, we still have that business. I'm still a franchisee, but because I'm working for Starpoint Brands and United Franchise Group, but
Mhm.
on a sideline, I have a small franchise of tutoring services for kids
Okay.
and adolescents too.
All right. So then you sold, you guys, the family sold that, and you guys opened a summer camp that is being run by your sister and her husband. And then, I
Yes,
mean, so what were you doing then? You decided to have a regular job, or you decided to now venture in
yes,
franchise?
yes. I help a little bit on the summer camp, and then I got hired by a franchise consulting company. Uh, that Global Fran is the name of the company, and I work with
Could you
them
repeat the name
until
again? Which one was it?
Global Fran.
Oh, Global Friend. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. They work mostly with Latin American people. It's a
Hmm. Hmm.
franchise consulting, franchise brokerage company. And I worked with them until 2016. And then I went and opened like my own franchise consultant company. And I worked with IFPG for a while.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah. I know those
and, and,
guys.
and during those times, I actually met, the people from United Franchise Group, and I actually sold a couple of their franchises to people from Latin America. So I got
So,
involved.
so technically, you became a franchise consultant, not a
Yes,
broker, a consultant, because they have the two different things. Or
yeah,
were
as a
you a broker
consultant.
also? A
That's right.
consultant only,
Hmm.
under the IFPG group, and then you started. Obviously, what they do, they teach you, they train you, they have a network. I know that. I know what they do very well. I know
Yeah.
Red, by the way, the
Hmm.
founder. But so you started selling franchises, and suddenly you were selling franchises for United Group,
Yes, I sold a couple. Yes, because I mean,
United Franchise
when
Group.
you're a franchise consultant, you have like a big portfolio of brands, and you can help your clients find the best fit for them.
Mhm.
But I sold a couple of the United Franchise Group brands during those times.
What year was
And
that? What year was that?
2018 probably.
Mm. Right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic. That's right. Correct.
So then,
And
then from there you transitioned then and decided to then join the company.
yes, they and that's the good thing about this company. I mean, they started to see that probably the numbers, I didn't have them like perfectly right now, but about 20 to 25% of the people that was coming, and showing an interest in our brands, in the United Franchise Group brands, were Latin, either
Wow.
Latin, either Hispanics that are here in the U.S. base already, or people that
Floridians.
was, or people, yeah, or people that was in their countries like Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela, of course, Argentina. So they decided to open this vice presidency of so, and they started looking for someone who was bilingual and
So
who knew the culture. So the company can help that people better from day one that they manifest an interest in our company.
what do you tell us first before you continue talking about your role and what do you do? What do you tell who is the president of the company? Because I got a chance to know. Well, I don't know the
Yes,
founder, but I want people to know who they are. Tell us
yeah,
about who's the president, who's in charge, and how long the company has been existing,
yeah,
and also tell us about the contribution because I know that they have been very philanthropists and the big
active,
contributions
yeah.
that they're doing for the university there in
Hmm.
West Palm Beach. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a company. I would say that this is probably uh top 10 franchise source in the US. I would say that as a group. The president is Ray Titus. Mr. Ray Titus is the CEO of the company, and he founded 36 years ago. And he actually, started out the first Signorama, which is our biggest brand, in New York, in the state of New York. And after that, he's been, growing Signorama as a brand, but also he has been expanding the company up to having today 8 different franchise brands and also a consulting division that helps entrepreneurs, become franchisors. And Ray, as you know, is the son of Roy Titus, who was the founder of Minuteman Press, which was probably one of the first franchises here in the US in the 60s.
Yeah, I remember.
So they're a family very involved with the community as well. They moved from New York to West Palm Beach about 20 or 20 plus years ago, and they also created the Titus Center for Franchising at Palm Beach Atlantic University. I mean, they're like an authority in franchising here in the U.S. for sure.
Yeah, I was impressed to find out that they own so many brands, especially the Sinorama has been around. How old is Sinorama? How old that brand has
30,
been around?
36 years.
Look
The
at that,
first Sinorama opened in 1986.
36 years. That's a lot of time. So that brand has been around. So let me go back before we talk about the brand. So I know that there is a connection with the founder of your company with with the Titles Center for Franchising. So can
Mhm.
you briefly talk about that? Because I recently had Dr. John Hayes in our podcast, and we had a great. I had a great time interviewing him. The guy, I mean, he really a lot of experience. He's like an open encyclopedia in franchising. But tell us about the title center. What do you know
Yeah,
about that?
that's right. Dr. Hayes is it's one of the authorities in franchising in the U.S. And he and Ray decided to start a program here at Palm Beach Atlantic University, so they could teach younger generations on the whole franchise business model. And I don't know if you agree with me. I mean, this is the best model to grow a brand here in the U.S. Basically, and it's you can find growth in every you know big change in the U.S. of any type of brand in any type of industry. So they decided to fund this initiative and start the Titus Center for Franchise Studies here in Palm Beach University. Every year, between 20 to 25 business bachelors will will be graduating with a concentration in franchising, and also they give courses to people that want to learn more about franchises. They have a certificate in, so if someone wants to buy a franchise and wants to take a course or learn more about the business model, they can go to the Palm Beach University and take those courses as well.
Well, I like always to highlight, people in the industry that are doing, more than just selling franchises because we all agree that education is key in the industry, especially when you focus on the youth. The youth is the future. If the youth is not really embracing the franchising industry, then how come the largest franchise corporation will be able to have the staff, the team that will be able to manage and work in their franchise brand to be able to fulfill those jobs and continue pushing, and growing their brand. I mean, we definitely need to have an army of young people that can really embrace and get educated all about the wonderful world of franchising. So kudos to Mr. Titus and the family because I see that it's a family effort also for the great
Yes.
contribution that he's making to the franchising industry. Fantastic. All right, so let's talk about Start Point. I mean, I know that Start Point brands. I thought it was United Franchise Group, but you say that they tell us about the change. Why? So that
Yes.
there's some branding that is being done, so people get to know exactly what's going on.
It's
We don't
some
want to
sort of
confuse people.
yeah,
Right.
it's some sort of rebranding, but at the same time, it's just a matter of having different branches within the company. United Franchise Group is still six exists, and is the umbrella company. And under that umbrella of United Franchise Group, we have the franchise division, which is a Starpoint brands, where we have all of our A franchise brands, and then we have a consulting division where Accurate Franchising franchises and also some other divisions help people within the franchise community or people that they have a business that they want to convert or become franchisors. We can help them with that too. So those two divisions, the franchise division and the consultancy division, are within the United Franchise Group company.
That is
And you
fantastic.
can see some of our brands, and I know that you're showing that
Yeah.
in on the screen right now. uh, Our biggest brand is Sinorama. Sinorama has presence in over 60 countries. huge in Australia, for example. We have almost 100 franchisees in Australia.
Really?
Just
Wow.
yes, and also France is we're very big in France too. I mean, we have over 50 franchisees in France, and we're in Mexico. We're in many countries. I mean, we have over 700 franchisees in total, and then we have fully promoted, um, which is our second biggest and also second oldest franchise. We started out that one in 2000 here in West Palm Beach. There is Ray Titus, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So this is a founder, right? Tires.
Yes.
I got an
And you
opportunity
were
to
saying
meet.
that there is still a family business because I mean
Yeah,
he has his three sons. They work in the company. AJ Titus is his oldest son.
I
He's the
met
president
AJ.
of Sinorama and Starpoint Brands, by the way. Yes.
I met him. I met him at the International Franchise Expo.
Yes, you met him in New York about a month ago. That's right.
So this
So
is the
he's
interview
still,
of you.
even though we're a company that already has more than 1,600 franchisees in over 80 countries, I mean, this is still a company that is run by a family. You met Michael White
I
as
met
well,
Michael. I met
our
Michael.
chief
So I was gonna
development
say.
officer. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So wow, I see you guys have a great team. I see that.
Yep.
So tell me about then your role specifically. So you are focusing in Latin America. Is that what you're doing? I mean,
Yes.
let's talk about Latin America. So
Y-
how? I mean, you're talking about the whole Latin America, or part of just Central Latin America, South, or
No, the
what
whole. I
specific?
mean, I'm talking about from Mexico to Argentina.
Oh
You
wow.
know, Mexico is still North America, but it's considered Latin America because I mean they speak Spanish. Brazil, although they don't speak Spanish, I mean we'll still consider it
Latin
Latin
America.
America. But all
Okay.
the the countries that are from Mexico to Argentina are included in my territory, and the idea is expanding our brands to those countries, but also helping people that is coming from those countries to the U.S either with an investor visa or with an immigrant visa, or they want to, invest in a solid business here in the US, we can help them too. And I'm in charge of all that,
I
basically.
was going to ask you about it. I mean, that was one of the questions that I have here on my agenda to ask you about the U2 visa. I noticed that you also are focusing on that. I mean, tell us about that program, how that works. So you go to
Yes.
Latin America, you identify what is it, successful businesses, business owners in Latin America that wants to
hmm
come to. I mean, tell us about it, how that works.
Yes, the E2 visa is a visa that the Department of Immigration, I mean the immigration department here in the US, they have for people that is going to invest a substantial amount of money in a US business that could be, one of those type of business could be a franchise. And if it is a solid business that can show that, that can make money for the franchisee or the investor and also, create employment and help, the economy in this country, they will grant you that visa so you can stay here until you, basically you want. It's a visa that can renew indefinitely because people can stay here until the business is closed. I mean, if you decide to close the business, probably you have to go. You're gonna have to go back to your country. But if the business is making money and is operating, you can get that visa renew as many times as you want. And
So technically, it's
and
like saying you're killing two birds with one shot. Basically, people are investing in a business in one of your franchise brand. That's part of the whole concept, right?
yes, that's right.
And then at the same time that they are now a business owner here in the United States and they're growing, the franchise business, they also are. So they are like kind of becoming legal. It's a visa. It's not a residency, right?
No,
It's
it's
just a
not a
visa.
residency. I mean, as I know that a lot of people, they hire immigration attorneys, and they convert that visa with some, the immigration strategy to permanent residences. But at the beginning, it's a what they call a non-immigrant visa. But you can stay here, you can work here, your family, your immediate family can work here, your kids can go to school. I mean, you'll get your social security number and everything.
That is
And
fantastic.
if you want to become a permanent resident, a green card, you need to hire an immigration attorney and work it out so you can do it. But at least you can do perfectly anything that that the business requires, so you can stay here in the U.S.
So if anybody is interested in perhaps refer a family member or anybody that is in America and is listening or watching this podcast, the way they contact you is through the company website that I'm showing right there on the screen.
Yes, or you can, my
Startpointbrands.com.
email is yes.com, or you can send, they can send me an email. My email is solorzano. I'm gonna write it here in the chat at ufgcorp.com, because usually what I do is
UF United Franchise Brand
yeah,
UFB Franchise Group
ufg
G
ufgcorp.com, exactly.
USB Corp. You said or
ufg corp,
Corp. Okay, got it.
because I have experience, because I did that 22 years ago. And also I usually work with these kind of people, and I have a, a
Is that
staff.
it? Check the email. Is that correct?
Yes, it's perfect. Mhm.
Okay, good. So people that are interested and wants to learn more about the YouTube visa, how any any of you that really are in Latin America and are interested in coming to the United States
Yes,
and
I can.
invest in any of these franchise brands that you see on the screen that are part of the Start Point brands. The contact person is Manuel Solorzano at United Franchise Group Corp. So his email is on the screen. Is msolorzano at ufgcorp.com. So technically, you will walk them through the whole process until, I mean, obviously they have to have the funds to invest in any of these franchise brands. Is that right?
Yes, correct. And they also gonna need to hire an immigration attorney, but we can provide that for them. And I will explain the whole process since the beginning very clearly, so they know exactly the steps that they need to make and take, to do a successful investment, and also get a have the success on that visa program.
Well, why don't we talk about specifically to some of these brands that you're showing on the screen that we're showing? Let's start
Yeah,
with Cinerama. Which one is so? Cinerama is the largest brand that you guys have. How
it's the
much it
largest.
costs?
Yeah, it's the biggest brand. We have over 700 franchisees. Is the biggest signographic franchise in the U.S. for sure.
Wow.
I mean, and we're present in more than
How,
60 countries.
how much is the cost? Investment. Tell us about
The
the investment,
investment, yeah, the
franchising
invest,
fee, and royalties. Tell us.
yes, the investment is about 200,000, 200 to 220,000 for one single store, and and the franchise fee is 49,500, and the royalties are 6%. But we have an incentive if you hit certain amount of gross sales a year, that royalty can be lowered down up to 2%.
All right.
So
Fantastic. The next brand, which is the other brand? I saw. Let's talk about the. I see that you guys rebranded a brand, and now that one is called
fully
Fully
promoted, yes.
Promoted. Talk
It
about
used to
Fully
it
Promoted.
used to be
What's
called
that?
Embroid Me. Now it's
Embroid
called
Me.
Fully
Yeah.
Promoted. That brand we kind of rebranded, because now we the investment is a lot lower. I mean, you can have a fully promoted store for $100,000. It
Mhm.
still it still applies and works fine for a E2 visa. And the the franchise fee is the same thing, 49.5. And then we have the same royalty, 6%, but we have that incentive as well, that if you hit certain amount of money in gross sales a year, it will come down to 2%, the
So
royalties.
so so Fully Promoted, I guess, is just
And fully promoted,
selling.
the concept is
Yeah,
basically that branded apparel. You sell a lot
apparels.
of
Yeah.
every any type of business or person that needs their brand to be promoted. You can do that as a fully promoted franchisee. You can help
And
them
you
with
guys
that.
provide the equipment, the supplies, the materials, everything
We
from A to
Yes,
Z.
that's a turnkey investment. I mean, you invest $100,000 and you'll get all the equipment, all the providers, all the know-how, the software to operate your business, all the marketing materials, and the marketing strategy, everything. Actually, the training is 4 weeks for Signorama and fully promoted. give full training for 4 weeks, 2 weeks here in West Palm Beach, and then 2 weeks at your store.
Mm, okay. How many stores you guys have?
Fully promoted about 300.
300. Wow. Okay.
Yes,
Nice footprint.
a little bit short of 300. I think
The
that
next one.
before the next one, we can talk about those two brands that we have on co-working or flexible space, Venture
So
X and
which one?
Office
Venture X.
Evolution. Yeah,
Let,
Venture
let,
X will be, yep,
let's talk about Venture X first.
yeah,
So
let's
tell
talk
us
about
about this
Venture
one.
X. Venture X is our 5-star co-working franchise, and we have two brands, and basically because we kind of uh, think that this business is a real estate business, but it's also equivalent or very similar to hospitality. And you know that most hotels they will have different brands depending on how the luxury that they have in each of their brands.
So let me
For
let
us,
me let me go
Venture
back. So,
X,
so you have two brands. Transworld. This is one.
no,
No.
Venture
What
X
is
and Office Evolution. You'll see it
what is Office? Oh, Office
next.
Evolution. Get
Yes,
it. So
then we'll go
Office
to Transworld.
Evolution.
We'll be
And
there
what is the
for.
difference? What is the difference between the two?
It's the
So
same
Office.
business model. The only difference is that Venture X is 5-star service and Office Evolution is 4-star service. And basically, the Office Evolution locations are a little bit smaller than the Venture X. Uh, the business model is thought to be in a 10,000 square feet area for Office Evolution. In Venture X is for 20,000 square feet. The
Okay.
investment
And
here, the investment here is higher. I mean, it's going to be more than $500,000. You could get up to a million or $1.5 million in investment for this. But it's a business that you can run semi-absentee and with very few employees. I mean, with 2 employees, you can run a Venture X location with no problem. And the business model is pretty similar to WeWork. WeWork is not a franchise,
mhm.
and that's why I think they haven't been doing good lately because when a franchisee owns the location, they take good care of that. And
Mhm.
if you visit any of our locations, you'll see that the service and the premises are 5-star all the way. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's very executive. I mean, we have co-working space for sure, but we also have uh, uh, executive offices in different sizes.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So do you guys have a lot of competitions besides WeWork? I mean, any other
No,
franchise?
yeah, there's another franchise, Regus, which is our biggest competitor in the franchise industry for this type of business model. But I think that we're coming pretty close because we already have opened over 51 locations of Venture X, and in many countries. We have a location in Madrid, we have a location in San Jose de Costa Rica, we have a two very nice locations in London. So we've been growing pretty big already with
So
Venture X.
technically, anybody that rents a space within Venture X, they're allowed to utilize any other spaces across the world
Yes, yes, you as a member,
as a member.
you will still be paying, a fee for the location that you're gonna use for the space that you're gonna use in any type of location, but you're gonna get savings and also different services if you're a member, for example, of the West Palm Beach location already.
The other brands, next, what is
Yes,
this transfer?
Transworld is business brokerage, and we also call it franchise brokerage because our
So business brokerage meaning basically is whoever buys this franchise will be able to help people to buy a business and
help
help
people
people to
buy,
sell
yes,
and
help
sell their
people buy
business.
and sell businesses. Exactly, that's it. And I like to call it like the Remax of business brokerage. I mean, Remax is for residential and commercial real estate, and in this case, basically, you're going to be helping people sell and buy their
How old is
businesses.
this brand?
That brand is actually 40 years old. I mean, that brand
40
started
years
out
old?
here in Florida, yes, as a private company, but
Yeah,
then we
40 plus.
decided to start franchising about 16 years ago, and we have over 250 offices worldwide. I mean, we
Wow.
have present in France, in Dubai, and I mean, this is one of our biggest brands too. I mean, and we're
Really?
really, really proud of it.
I never heard of it for some reason, but I know that the brokerage business is very profitable for sure.
Yes.
Fantastic. Who else? Let me see what else am I missing. Oh, come
But
on, the Greek.
let's talk about the food division. That we
Yeah,
have
the
two
food
brands in
division.
the food division.
Okay.
The
Is,
Greek
is,
Greek
yeah.
is a full size Greek restaurant. We decided to go into the food industry with something very unique. I mean, Greek food is really good, not only in taste, but also it's really healthy. So we decided to do something different. I mean, everybody was doing burgers and
Yeah.
and and burritos, and we decided to go. Let's do
Is
Greek.
it burger, tacos, burritos, or chicken wings?
Yes, exactly. So this is our one of our newest brand. We started franchising with the Great Greek in 2018, and we already have more than 30 locations open in the U.S. And we're looking for massive licenses and massive franchisees in any country in Latin America.
I love Greek food because it's like well, in my part of town where I live in Chester County, New York City, in New York.
Yeah, we
Um,
haven't opened we haven't opened one in New York, but if you're coming to Florida in the future, we already have open locations in Orlando, in West Palm Beach, and also in Fort Lauderdale. And I
it's
mean,
interesting. It's interesting what you're saying because I've been in all over the country, travel all over the country, and that has always been something that I miss when I travel. My diet, they call it diner, right? Like the Greek diner style food,
uh-huh.
right? And you don't find that many out of New York's state. Most of them are in the New York metropolitan area, New York, maybe Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. But when I go to California, I don't find that many. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe they have a few over there, California, Texas, or other places. So I guess you guys are really now moving or building, promoting that dining, that Greek dining experience. American
Yes.
diners is the way I see it. It's part of the I guess
And let me tell you, I usually eat because I have one very close to my office, and I usually eat there because I mean the food is great, and not only the food is
yeah.
great, that after you eat it, you don't feel like when you eat.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I have nothing against burgers. I love them, but I mean when you eat a burger, then you basically you cannot work in the afternoon. In this case, I mean it's really, I mean you can feel it that it's better for
Well,
your
just by
health.
looking at it, I mean, by looking at this, what I see here, this is amazing, man. It's
You know,
amazing food.
in our discovery process, Rafael, when someone manifests, an interest in this brand, the first thing I do, without talking about the business model, I take them to a restaurant and I let them try the food, and then we'll start the discovery process. Because I mean, I'm proud of it. It's really good.
Well, Manuel, let me tell you this. So far, I can say that you guys have brands that are very well connected to Latino the food. I mean, I'm sure that there will be a lot of Latino that get well trained about cooking um, the Greek food style. I'm
Yeah.
sure
By the
that.
way, our director of operations for the Great Greek, he's from Argentina,
Oh,
and he's
look at that.
perfectly bilingual. So if you decide that this is a brand, I mean, if anybody that is listening to us decides that this is a brand that they like, I mean, they're probably going to be able
Tell
to
us
speak
about
Spanish
investment.
with the
Tell
director
us
of
about
us.
investment. I'm
Yeah, the
franchising.
investment as a full size restaurant is a little bit higher. It will be in the range of between 600,000 and 800,000, depending on the location. I mean, the location, the sweet spot is a location between 18 and 2,000 square feet, and it's a full size restaurant basically. So
Yeah, any full size restaurant, there is no way around it. You have to invest more or less the same amount, no matter
yeah,
what.
most
Whether
of
you
our
want to do it your
competitors,
own or
and most of our competitors in some other type of foods, they will be investing more than $1 million easily for a restaurant.
yeah.
So in
And,
this
and
case,
and franchising fee and royalties.
the franchise fee is 39,500,
Okay, and royalties
and the royalties is 5%.
and marketing.
Yes, there's a marketing fee too of 2%
Right.
on top of the 5%.
Fantastic. And next, what do we have? The other food concept.
Yeah,
This
the
one.
other one on the food division is Grace Grace. This is not a restaurant. This is on the food industry, but we decided to do something different. I
Mm,
mean, it's a very small layout. You could do this in 800 square feet. or less, and it's basically thought for takeout and delivery, and it's charcuterie boards. Basically, hams, all type of meats, cured meats, cheeses, hummus, sauces, different breads, artisan chocolates. I mean, you create those boards for people that are having meetings or family reunions or any type of party, and you take and you deliver to them. Nobody's gonna eat at your place, so that's
Good
why.
something. Good
And
something.
you're not going to be cooking anything. I mean, everything is served cold. Yeah, and everything is going to be sent to you by your main provider. And all you do is putting together the board, making it very nice, and take it to your client.
Is this what country? What style is this? Is this from Spain? I mean, who
Yeah,
created?
the idea comes from Europe, and we have a master franchise in France, by the way.
Okay.
And but yes, it's very Latin American too. I remember a lot of people in my country in Venezuela doing this type of things, by themselves. Basically, what we're doing here is doing it for you. We have in this case, we have a large alliance with Total Wine,
Mm-hmm,
and we serve these products when they do like wine tasting and all
mm-hmm,
those type of things that they do. We, as a corporate account, and any of our franchisees on the defined market, they will serve, this type of boards with the wine tastings.
fantastic.
The
An
investment is
investment?
low. The investment is low. It's between 150, 175,000 top, and the franchise fee is 49,500, and the royalty is 6%, and then there's a 2% ad fund as well.
Okay. And this is the last brand?
Yeah, that's the last brand. That's our newest brand. It's a lot of people knows, BNI, and it's basically BNI uh, made better. I mean, is
BNI made
net
that. Okay.
yeah, networking groups, but with a twist. I mean, the everything is on the software. This is a very low investment franchise. You could get a territory on this franchise for 19,500, which is the franchise fee.
Mm-hmm,
Um, and then the royalties are 10% of whatever are your gross sales in a year. But in this case, we provide a very top notch, top of the line software, so you can get your network or your group of business people within that software, and everybody's going to be connected very easy, and you're going to be making money for and by charging memberships, but
mm-hmm.
also you're going to be making money by referrals. I mean, every time someone refers someone within the group on the same platform, on the same website, you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
able to say, okay, I closed this deal because you refer me this guy. Here's the money that I am going to pay you for that referral.
All right. Fantastic. And well, I know that the networking now is the way to go. I mean, a lot of people love this type. Well, that's why the one the competitor, the one that you mentioned, is so huge.
Yeah,
You know,
what
it's
we
the
started.
growing.
You know where we started this franchise. Basically, I mean, since the beginnings, 36 years ago, Ray has been a very good um, advisor and outspoken about every franchisee joining networking groups
Hmm.
like chamber of commerce or
Of
any
course.
type of working groups. Networking groups is good. You know how that works, Rafael, because that's
Hmm.
basically what you do, right?
Yeah, the Latino Franchise Association. That's
Exactly.
is the, I
If you don't
created it.
if
So.
you don't get and this is good because this is something that I usually tell my clients from Latin America. When you come to this country, the first thing that you need to do is join the community. Be involved within the community where you're gonna do business at church, at schools, your kids' schools, at a networking group, chamber of commerce. If you do that, your business is gonna flourish. It's gonna be better. So since Ray always tells that, during training to all our franchisees, we decided to let's create a franchise that promotes networking. And this is important that we all know. I mean, I learned the first thing I learned in this country is that if you're not involved within your community, your business is not going to do good. As simple as that.
I totally believe on that, my friend. I'm a product of my community. Very proud of my Washington Heights community. I grew up right here, Northern Manhattan, like
That's
about
right.
a few
That's
miles, a couple of miles away from, in Washington Heights. You know Washington Heights in New York?
yes, yes, of course. And I
Ah,
mean,
that's
and this is live proof. We're doing live proof with this podcast of what networking means. I mean, you need to bring, your knowledge, and you need to bring everything that you have as a person to your community and help your community. So in that way, you, as a business owner, are gonna flourish as well.
totally agree. Totally agree. I can see that you guys have a very diverse um, group of brands that are vibrant, they all have a lot of potentials. They all were really established with a strategic plan, if I can say,
Yes,
that connect each other, because obviously all the other brands, they need that networking. They have to network in order for them to promote the services, to promote the brand locally, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that is fantastic. And I'm assuming that one franchisee might own one or two of these brands, which I'm sure that you guys make it a lot easier.
that is right. And we promote that ecosystem, that family of brands. So, if a Venture X need a sign, they're gonna hire probably a Signorama that is close to their location. And if they're gonna do a co-working event, I mean, they'll probably hire a Grace.
Correct.
And if they need to do their shirts with their logo, I mean, they'll hire a fully promoted. So that ecosystem of brands we really promote. So every franchisees, no matter what brand they own, they can get together and help each other.
Talking about helping each other, I'm gonna recommend you to participate on a program that I'm part of, the Stanford University program, created by Professor Jerry Porras.
All right,
And it's
I'll
gonna
be
help
glad.
you tremendously. It's gonna take you to another level.
Uh,
But basically, that is his mantra. Do business with each other and help get business for each other, something like that.
yeah.
His mantra, but it's the same thing. We need to wrap it up, my friend, because
Yes.
we're running out of time. But I really now this is very interesting. I mean, I want to congratulate you. I want to know. I know that you are really, or your company, or through your company, you are helping a lot of Latinos in Latin America, even in the United States, to really embrace the franchising industry for them to really get a few win instead of trying to venture around creating their own businesses. I guess what you guys do basically is provide one of these successful brands so they don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. The wheel has been invented. It's just a matter of follow the system. And if they follow the system, I'm sure that you guys have like the blueprint for them to be very successful. So, any final thoughts, Manuel, that you can add in terms of what you do, Latin
Yeah. My
America,
my,
whatever?
my
Oh,
final thought is there. Yes.
Franquicia Fest. We haven't talked about Franquicia Fest. How can I forget about that?
Of course,
I
we're
know
going to
that
be
you.
present there. Yes, we're going to be present there because I mean, we're very involved within the Latino community, and as you say, you follow a system. But what is good about us Latinos is that we know how to follow a system, but at the same time, we give that enthusiasm, that energy that we Latinos have, and we usually, I mean, let me tell you this. I see that we Latino, when we join franchise systems, we always at the top because we're very competitors, and that's what we're gonna be, present at the Latinos Fest in August 4 and 5, and we're gonna be there with all our brands, and probably we're gonna be, joining you in a sit
No,
down or whatever it is, but I'll be there. I'll be there
oh no,
myself.
I'm very happy and excited that you guys are supporting this event, or United Brands or Start Points. Brands now are
Mhm.
supporting Latino Fest, which is the largest or the biggest Latino franchise expo in the U.S. We want to really have significant amount of brands there that are really connecting with the Latino community. And also, I know that I asked you to also. I'm gonna be joining a panel of Latino franchisors, people that already have the results, and I'm sure that you will be able to contribute, quite a lot to the panel, to as a panelist, to be able to I guess to talk about what you're doing for Latinos with all of these great brands that you are representing. So I'm very happy and excited. Thank you for supporting us, supporting the Latino Franchise Association, for supporting Franquicia Fest. My regards to the Titles family for also supporting our efforts. And I'm looking forward to see you and see those wonderful brands that you guys are gonna be bringing to our event in New York City. This is August the 3rd. We're gonna have a golf tournament. Are you bringing your golf clubs, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have a golf tournament. As you can see me there, trying to decided, let's do it over here at the golf course, so people get an idea what are we doing. And then the 4th and the 5th, we're gonna do the Franchise Expo at the New York Mario Marquis. And on Friday evening, we also have the LFA Yacht Party. It's a huge fiesta in a big yacht here in the New York City Harbor. So anyway, looking forward to see you, and I hope Latinos, those of you that are listening or watching this video, I want you please to come to this great event, because I want you to meet face to face. I want you to meet Manuel Solorzano. He's gonna be there and his team promoting all of these brands that we just finished talking about. So don't forget to register. The event is free. Go to Franquicia Fest, franquiciafest.com, so you can register for free. So I think that's all I have. Here's the website, franquiciafest.com. Any final words, Manuel? I mean, this is great.
No, just gracias. And I'm really proud of you on a personal note. I mean, you do a great, job for the Latino community in franchising.
Oh, thank you, my friend. All right, guys, that's all for today. Please don't forget to follow us, Listen Franquicia Podcast, in all of our social media platforms. And also keep listening our podcast in, I don't know, more than 30 different podcast platforms also. So we are all over. Thank you for the support. Until next time, and keep supporting us and keep pushing, promoting franchising within the Latino community. Thank you, Manuel.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias por escuchar nuestro podcast. Esperamos que la información haya sido de su agrado. Manténgase en sintonía, síganos en todas las plataformas de social media y visite nuestra página en el internet www.mrfranquicias.com. Hasta la próxima.